Hello viewers, welcome to my Doctor Who themed YouTube channel, Who Ventures. And in this video I'm going to review the Series 6 Episode 4, The Doctor's Wife. Now I've gone for a bit more cosplay this week, and I've gone for a sort of more colourful interpretation of Idris's outfit. So first of all I shall give you my fashion show. So I have my Victoriana boots and corset and sort of shorting in the shoulders. So yeah, that is my cosplay interpretation of Idris's wonderful outfit. Now I absolutely adored this episode, and it just totally because I can relate totally to how the Tardis's mind works. But watching this episode just gave me like surges of energy all through inside me. So like surged energy, and then when it finished I was like crying and sort of ecstatically, because it could feel it all inside me, all the excitement and ecstatically, and then crying and sobbing my way through Confidential as well. But I really did enjoy the episode. So this is like the Tardis when she's in a human body when I do my reviews, because it's all through, because I've been thinking it all through in my head, and then when it comes to interpreting it into words, it's difficult. So I'm going to go into my theories. Okay, here's my notes, and I added additional notes because I rewatched it a couple of times and also had a lot of discussion about the episode, which is really fun. I love discussing it. So this is my extra additional theory note. This episode is a study of the nature of consciousness and the idea of a soul within artificial intelligence. My artificial intelligence theory, and where is consciousness and where is the soul of a machine or an animal, it hinges on the fact that I interpreted what Tardis said at the end of the episode when she says goodbye to the Doctor, but she says hello to the Doctor, and then she discovers that she's alive. There's a lot of people is in Confidential. In Confidential, it seemed to change the scene a bit. It's very clearly she says, I love you in Confidential. But in the actual episode, if you listen carefully, I think she actually says, I'm alive. I think she actually says, I'm alive, because then the Doctor is crying, and he says, where? So where is her conscious soul when she's the Tardis? Because when she's in the human form, she's there, but where's the computer's soul? Does a computer have a soul? Where does our robots, do they have a soul? How far do we get to artificial intelligence before we can say that something has a soul? We'll never know where it is or where they experience their consciousness. And that's because that's what I got from that. And the I stole you and then you stole me can be related to theories of the brain, that the brain actually makes decisions before you are even consciously aware of actually processing to doing something. Your brain has already decided what you're going to do. So Idris, the Tardis, decided that she was going to run off with the Doctor before he even was consciously aware that he was going to steal it and run off with her. So that's how the brain works to brain makes the decisions before you're even consciously aware of it. So as the Tardis is the brain, then Amy and Rory running down the... I might make words up that I've picked up from books and things that might not be accurately the word, but neuronal pathways. Amy and Rory have sort of another theory is them running through neuronal pathways or neural pathways, and that's the corridors of the Tardis. I'm not quite sure whether the central console time rotor area, whether that would be the corpus callosum or the bit down here. I should remember the words, but I don't always remember them. So another thing is that house is the actual author, the writer, and the Amy and Roy and the Doctor and all the characters are in the brain, and he's especially the bit I could turn, as they're saying, I could turn the anti-gravity off, I could do this, and then Amy and Rory are pleading to the writer, saying, why shouldn't I just write this? And then Amy and Rory said, but it wouldn't be entertaining. And the writer saying, so entertain me. And so they have to entertain the writer, because the writer creates the world. That's what I really felt when House was speaking and saying, I could take all the air from the room, I could turn the anti-gravity off. And another thing is, that reminds me of The Sims, when you play in The Sims and you do naughty things, and you have your consciousness of, right, I need a serious, like, I know I shouldn't be doing this, and then when the Sims start waving at you, it's like, oh, I feel really guilty, they're waving at me and begging at me, it's like, you feel like, when the Sims like begging you for stuff, it's like, really arg. It's a game, like, you know it's a game, but you have to wonder how much Sims actually have a soul, because there's the big theory that we are Sims in a computer simulation, so that makes you feel even more guilty, manipulating a computer simulation, so that makes you feel really guilty when the Sims start begging at me, it's like pleading for stuff, it's like, So that's what the house bit reminds me of The Sims. Now, my consciousness, I'm going to go off into a tangent, pivoting from the point of the Tardis giving the password to Rory, and it's Crimson 11 Delight Petrichor, and the way she actually, because she's a visual thinker, that's why how I related to autistic, the autistic brain. She's a visual thinker, and the password visual is like so easy to relate to. And then you've got also the synesthesia of the sensation of the smell of dust after rain. So that's what I really enjoyed, and I thought I really related to that. So that's just picture, give the visionary. Now the smell of dust after rain scene, I thought that could be a tear landing in dust. I wonder if Aim is picturing a tear rather than a raindrop. That could have been interesting. Well, it is interesting. So the synesthesia. Now I need to go off on a tangent. As the synesthesia, I've gone over there now. My mind's gone and wandered off over there for a bit. That was weird, because I just saw myself, and my mind detached a little bit and wandered off over there in this corner. Come back, bring it back. She's gone off over there now. Anyway, it's synesthesia bit, as I read in a book. As I'm going to list books, because I think this episode is a great pivotal point to go off and explore and read books about the brain and consciousness and the soul and artificial intelligence. So much. there's like, I have a picture of brain, it's like so much light coming out, because it so much light coming from this episode, sparks off the knowledge, and all the books are coming out all over the place, and it's that's why it's so ecstatic, because it's just knowledge sparks off from this episode. I love it. Now, where this is about, because I read in the book, about where people spatially picture decades, days, and like months. Now, spatially start off with days. Now, I picture from my point of view from here. Here's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Then underneath Saturday, Sunday. So Friday's there. And I'm going to the Tortured Convention, which I'm nervous about, but excited. So hopefully I'll get to the Tortured Convention and have cosplay fun there too. But anyway, so that's my weekdays, and then my months. So it's pretty straightforward. It's like January, January's right behind me there now. And I suppose the other months sort of drift in there. Then February, and then we get to August, and then we shoot off this way to September, October. It's hard to remember in the months. September, October, November, and then December's here. So August is forward, and then December's to there. And then it also talks about how we picture the decades. Now, the 1900s are here, about. And then you get to the 50s, and then you start swinging round, and you come up with the next 60s and 70s, and then 1980, yeah, actual year, and then we go across that way for the 80s, then you curve round again for the 90s, and then we come back round and come here for the 2000s. So that's my vision of it's my vision of, what did I just say? The decades. And then the Stone Age stuff is like that way. Well, not that way, just slightly off that way. So, also, the autistic brain is like, with my brain in particular, my experience is like I have layers of consciousness. And you know, in the previous episode where the doctor was saying how two worlds can exist on the same thing, well, it is like that for me. It's like one layer is my sort of creative inner world of just everything going on, and then the outer layer is the other layer of consciousness is actually having to stay in this moment and having to be in the same conscious moment as other people. So it's sort of, I do drift a lot in between, so I could be like, because when people ask me stuff or point something out, I like, it takes me like a few seconds, like, say, oh, they'll mention, oh, something about this, and I'll be like, so it takes me a little bit to follow what's happening, to come from my other world into the present world. It takes me just a few seconds, like. And then I also have a voice a bit like a house, who's the self-doubt voice, so which can mess with my mind like it did with Amy and Rory, and just have fears visualised and scenarios visualised. I don't know, it's not like actual seeing a solid thing, but it's like having another layer of vision within your mind that is constantly on. And when House talks, the fear and self-doubt talks, which is House, it hears a scenario playing out in your consciousness. It's hard to explain. I've got another point coming next. about words. It's hard to explain. And it's about, so I have, that's when it sparks, and that's when emotions, because I can't handle emotions either, fighting against house, and that's the, because it reminds me of the Rory bit, when he's like really angry and that. So, yes, constant layers, that's why I'm perceived as mad, technically. And also there's the, I guess there's the other layer of sensation, sensory layer, which is always on as well. So I can flip through my 3 layers of parallel, concurrent layers of consciousness. I'm always moving between them. Because if I'm in my inner world layer, and I just do something like washing my hands or going to fetch something, I can reconnect into the conscious social layer, I guess you could call it, and then think I just did something. I just was not consciously aware of doing something. It's like, and sometimes like, did I actually do that then? And I did, and then or sometimes like it could be like just I can just do stuff, just not be consciously aware I've actually done something. And that's also when I forget stuff, because like when people give me instructions and they think I'm in the social conscious layer, but I'm actually in my inner world layer, I don't get the instructions, and then I have to like, go back into their layer and say, I didn't actually get that. So when you give me instructions and stuff, or when you talk to me, ask me to repeat stuff back to you, kind of thing, because I might not be in your particular conscious layer. And this sort of relates to that when the Tardis says to the Doctor, I'll always be with you, but this time we talked, and that also is the spark of understanding, when small sparks that you are on the same level as somebody, you actually have that spark of a connection of understanding, and that you've both connected, and those bits can be quite rare, and those bits are so special. And this sort of on a molecular level, this is what the episode portrays, that tiny molecular spark of actual connection. Now, with the words, when Tardis as Idris is struggling with the words at the start of this episode, I can totally relate to that. Now, imagine she's got all of space and time. She's consciously aware of all and space of time. All of space and time. Now, it's not quite as big as all of space and time, but sometimes I do get the universe in my head, which is really scary. But it is having everything at the surface constantly playing in your head. Because I had another thing, it's like going to if you go into the cinema and there's 3 screens in the same room, each playing a different movie. That's what it is happening all the time in your head. You have to consciously attend, and you are either attending to one movie or that movie or that movie. Now if you're attending to that movie and something's trying to attend to you from that movie, is like you're going to be a bit slow to pick up on it, because you're constantly switching and focusing on all these 3 different things. So you're going to be a bit slower to do stuff than other people. It's all consciously attending. Anyway, I'll go back to the words thing. Imagine like trying to explain your conscious world. If you could see everything, imagine everything, trying to explain it and pick it up in tiny, flimsy words that it's like all this knowledge, and it's got to pinpoint it into tiny words, flimsy letters stuck together, and you have to, the process of carrying those words and putting them in somebody else's consciousness so they understand and they connect with the meaning of what you want to say using tiny, flimsy words. How difficult is that? Now imagine that you've got your words, okay, so you've set that you've got to use these words. Now with the understanding bit, you've got your words a little metal, solid metal, but as soon as you put your solid metal words with your meanings into somebody else's hand, it melts into molten liquid and drips through their hands, and the understanding is it's melted. And I'm trying to get your solid letters so they stay solid into that person is how trying to get understanding from your brain to theirs. And this episode just shows that those moments when you've actually succeeded in making someone understand and connect with your thoughts. And that's why I felt this episode just inside me. It's like so ecstatically amazing that the Tardis' brain is so complex, and it gave me so much thought that you could just connect and just more knowledge and think of everything because it's all around you. That's why I love this episode so much. Now, I guess I should go through the episode sort of bit by bit. Now, the lighting with this, the lighting and art direction was absolutely beautiful. The Tardis was so colourful, that so portrayed how the Tardis finding consciousness, so Tardis, so much colour. Oh, it's so beautiful. But then I thought the acting, Auntie and Uncle, was so brilliantly acted. The voices particularly was spot on. They just totally fit. And then we've got the boxes with the time molds in. At first I thought the box sort of reminded me of the Megara. I suppose because of the sparkling bit. Now there's been discussion that the Corsair, if he was to appear on the show, he would be played by Brian Blessed, which I actually think really fits, because everybody was saying it should be Brian Blessed, but why are we saying Brian Blessed? That's weird. But it totally fits. I think it's probably because the arm that had the tattoo on was a right big beefy arm, so that seems like it'd be like a big, and he's really jolly and everything. It's have long hair as well. So, and then the bit that I turned into a woman, that was quite interesting, the Corsair. So imagine if your song was the Corsair, and they revealed it. Oh, she's got a snake tattoo. Sorry, I'm getting off on a tangent with that. But yes, the Tardis looks so colourful. And then we're like a step ahead of the Doctor, because we know where the Tardis' soul has gone into Idris. So I really liked when Amy used the sort of spatula thing to open the washing machine. I really liked how she did that. And then Roy did his little oud impression, which is my oud impression. I did that ages ago. I loved that when the Tardis, she finds the Doctor, she kisses him, she pounces for a kiss. That is totally me. That's my sort of technique. So I love that. Sorry about the mad person. Yeah, I totally liked that. So, and then you've got that little joke of your chin is hilarious. And then we find out about the house and the Time Lords and the boxes. And then the doctor says that bit about how they gave him faith and then stole it away. Imagine how dangerous that would make him. Well, that is exactly what he did to Amy, pretty much. So, but we could say the Tardis did take him where he needed to go. So there's the point that maybe the Tardis knew he wasn't meant to make Amy yet. So let's put that to one side there. So I love just the whole the Tardis struggling over all her words at the start and saying everything out of order. That was extreme. I really liked that. And then it was really clever. There's patchwork people made from bits of time. That's very interesting. That I really thought it was very well acted. It's a very interesting idea that. And then what are fish things are like when it says processed food. So you've got the most beautiful thing I've ever done. Why would I ever give you back? That is what's extremely romantic episode, this episode. I love it. And also, I did a bit of split brain theory is when the doctor generally I really don't know what to do, and then he slaps himself because he doesn't know what to do, but his other self inside says, "Stop it! You know what to do." Because his brain, which is sort of Tardis, as to him, he's lost the Tardis, doesn't know what to do. But the Tardis is there helping him, and then said, "Oh my beautiful idiot, you've had what you've always had. You've got me." But is that you have what you've always had? You've got me. I thought that's brilliant. Really good how they did that. And then all the sexy stuff. It's really sweet. But only when we're alone. Come on, man, sexy. I really like that. And then we got Amy and Brooke. That was really it was very well done how Amy's fear about what Rory really thinks of it and how angry Rory really is about her. Then we've got when they're building the TARDIS, the scrap TARDIS, which is awesome design. I really like the design of that, it's really well done. And I really do want to get the toy version of it. But I like that bit when it's towing that bit of the wall and it's like totally scrappy challenge. Build a working TARDIS. It's like really fun that bit, and the fact that she exists across all of space and time. But Amy and Rory scenes are really awesomely done, and I really like that. And then pretty one, and she picked TARDIS picked Rory because Rory's pretty and he is pretty. You bet it's your name. I really like that was awesome. Then we've got she's a woman and she's TARDIS. She's a woman and she's my TARDIS. Did you wish really hard? And I've had to think about it, when the Ood gets sort of scattered about and they're moving him in. It's like medication that for mental health. When mental health, Ood is a cell. Ood is something that's gone wrong in the brain, and the medication to fix the problem disperses the Ood. That's a bit stupid from Family Guy then. awesome. So where would you tell good food bit? So the house bit. Right, look at that girl, look at her go. Then we've got, because I really liked how they did the continuity with previous episodes. Because previous episodes we had Canton come in and says, it's bigger on the inside, and the doctor's just like ran off with Amy and has not really been bothered. And then we've got the other guy come in and said, and the doctor said, yeah, bigger on the inside. And then this time, the doctor's so rejoicing that, bigger on the inside. It's like so lovely and rejoicing. So I like how they built that up emotionally. That if I felt that really disappointed that he wasn't into it before, that he wasn't excited about it before, and then he understands it now, and emotionally, really emotionally satisfying how they did that. And I just wanted to say hello, Doctor. It's so very, very nice to meet you. That's so sweet. And then there's look at you, Pat. It's always you in here, a boy in his box, and the doctor saying, it's the best thing ever. And then the Tardis sparks, like she's replying to him, like saying, yeah, it is. Well, she'd be a bit more eloquent than that. Was that I felt that spark was her totally replying, saying, it is totally the best thing ever. So it's and then when it starts flying off again, and the Tardis herself pulls the lever back, and then you've got, it sparks a little bit, and then the Tardis a little wobble, and then it's flying through space. That's really sweet. Now on to Confidential, which is the really cool Confidential. I really enjoyed it because I really enjoyed Neil Gaiman's, I really enjoyed him reading the script out. And what I would totally adore is a script book. Well, a script book for Series 5 and Series 6, but especially for this episode, because I really want to read all of the script for it, because Neil, like, reading out all the stage directions and descriptions of the scene is so beautiful. It's so wonderful, so totally enjoyable. And then Karen did an ood impression again. Yeah, it's really cute. And then Saran James saying, that box is me. That is really adorable. And then also, in this, we got to see the food. How they make breakfast, and that was yummy. That looks amazing. Yum yum. So, and then I thought Neil should be totally be the next showrunner, and a lot of people are saying that, and I agree, because that would be incredibly awesome. But if he does want to be showrunner, then he should just do more episodes, because I really take this like 10 out of 10 this episode, because it's so awesomely cool. It's just it makes you feel like really sparks off amazing feelings inside, because it's so amazing. And you never took me where I wanted to go. I always took you where you needed to go, and that just sums up a relationship. It's like sums up relationship and compromise and knowing each other, and the deep connection with the other person. So I adored this episode, and I really did, and I really think you should go and read books about the brain and consciousness, and just read loads of books and get loads of knowledge about it. And then also you can go back and watch Classic Who and have a deeper emotional level for the Tardis, and see how it develops with the future episodes. It's just a totally wonderful episode, and I really, really enjoyed it. So I hope you have enjoyed my review, and thank you for watching. Yay!